Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
This.
Give me all you got!
Listen,
Give me all you got!
swear me and my brother.
I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Right now! I want to talk! You kill him! You kill yourself, you motherfucker! Give me back my son! Help! I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Stand and Watch, the best and only dad movie podcast you're ever going to listen to because we killed all the other ones.
They were doing terrible Cajun accents, all of them, and so we thought it was very disrespectful, so we killed them.
Yeah, they were pretty easy targets too.
Yeah. Hey, we have a guest today. I guess we should introduce ourselves real quick. It's Nick
and Matt. Hi, Steve. Hi, Standees.
Hi, GQ listeners. That's right. We're heard of on GQ. That's right. We're the famous GQ podcast about dad movies.
Every 6 episodes, you remember that to bring that up.
I do. And then we have a special guest today, returning champion, Jeremy Adams.
Hello,
Jeremy. How you doing? How's the world of Aquaman? How is
Green Lantern? Yeah,
Green
it's
Lantern.
good. Comic book world's great. The animation television world, not so much. No.
Animation television is that like a vertical?
No, it's not. No.
Are we catching you in between any cons or any conventions that you've?
I've got San Diego coming up. Just went to C2E2. They've been sending me all over. It's been a wild ride. Like I was in Egypt like 2 months ago, which is crazy, and I'm having a blast with it. I do have a Batman movie coming out, Batman animated movie coming out in October, which is cool. But yeah.
Have you played the new Lego Batman yet?
No, which is weird because I've written so much of Lego Batman stuff in animated form. It's strange that I haven't played the game. They should just send me one at this point.
Lego or DC. Who's in charge of that? Lego or DC?
I'm sure
Get on top
Lego,
of it.
But the amount of Legos they've given me free over time it's too much. My kids are spoiled rotten with Legos.
Do they give you like the good sets, or are they just like, here's the little $10 set?
No,
here's one minifigure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at first it was kind of like they're a little particular, but I've worked on a ton of Lego stuff. So I just did a couple of projects this year, and they're like, here. I'm like, okay, and I'm just thinking, oh man, this is going to end up in my vacuum or my dog's poop,
You got to be careful. You might end up a target of the Utah Mafia or the Lego Mafia?
Oh, I saw that.
Be careful. Yeah. It's dangerous out there for Lego collectors these days.
It's a big stuff, man. It's crazy.
But we're not doing Legos today. We're doing another Jean-Claude Van Damme classic. Is this a classic?
Yes.
I just thought I would check. I'm sorry.
Van Damme's career trajectory, all coincides with his cocaine usage, but there's the moment I really feel like around Street Fighter things just got wildly out of control. And then he started doing movies over. He did. You remember Lionheart, where he was a Legionnaire, and then he ended up doing a movie called Legionnaire that's just not great. And you can literally see the shift in his body. Like it's like if it was today, he would be a meth head, and it would just be like no teeth. And but his movies went real fast downhill. Like after Double, I really did like Double Team with Dennis Rodman, bizarrely. But I know. There was one he did with Rob Schneider. It was by Sue Hark called oh my gosh, it's called oh man, I'm gonna forget it. And it's terrible too. But it was like you could see it.
I didn't know he did one of the. I might have to check that out because
you haven't seen the Dennis Rodman one.
Oh my Dennis Rodman one or the Rob Schneider one. I mean, they're on the same downward trajectory.
Mickey Rourke is the bad guy in the Dennis Rodman one, and for me, it's not great. But I'm such a nerd that I'm watching it, and there's a whole section, and they're probably a 15-minute section in which they completely, I'll say, homage instead of rip off The Prisoner. Like the old television series from the 60s, and Van Damme gets stuck in this village just like The Prisoner, and he has to like recoup and figure out how to get out, and it involves him doing like filling up his bathtub and like doing deadlifts with his bathtub. It's crazy. It's absolutely bananas. It really is.
Who has the lower lows, him or Steven Seagal?
Oh, Seagal, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think of that Cher movie all the time where he's just sitting in the chair taking the bad guys.
I've talked to people that they said he'll show up to your movie. You pay a certain amount. He'll show up for like 24 hours, and you'll be like, "Hey, I need you to do this." And he'll be like, "No, I'm just going to sit here. You got to shoot around me." And you're like, "What?"
Seagal's downward trajectory started right after the first one.
No, I would say honestly though, he directed on Deadly Ground, which was like a 10-minute environmental screed at the end of it. Which funny, if he would have done it 5 years later, I bet people would have been like, "Oh, amazing." Well, probably not. But after that, it was bad because Out for Justice is his best. See, you've got the wrong person on this podcast. You're talking about things that are near and dear to my heart. In fact, with my kids, they're 10 and 13. We've suddenly entered this era where I can start showing them a lot of these movies. It's like this whole tree of action movies open up. I think it started with Iron Eagle. I showed them. They're like, "Man, Dad, that was great." I'm like, "Oh, it was? Well then." Like we just watched Delta Force with Chuck Norris, which was probably Chuck's only real movie. And Charlotte was like, "That was sad, but that was really good." I know it was good, right? So,
they say they like the first one. You're like, "Hold on." You come back with a stack of DVDs.
No, we literally watched, because of that, we watched First Blood Part 1. And my daughter's like, "That was really good, but it was really sad. I kind of want to know what happens to Rambo." And I'm like, "You are in luck, madam, because you're about to find out what happened to Rambo." And I started, like, at 5 minutes into Rambo 2, which I saw in the theater in 1985 as 9 years old, and it blew the doors out of my mind. And I said 5 minutes, and my daughter says, "Stop! You got to stop. We're going to go see the cousins. They have 2 boy cousins next week." Goes, "We got to wait. We got to wait and watch it with them." I'm like, "You know what? You're right.
This is
smart. I got to do it for everybody. I got to change everybody's life. I can't just hide it under a bushel. No, we got to let that light shine."
Have they seen Commando yet?
No. I thought about that one, and which Commando has the best rate of one-liners per deaths, I think, of any 80s action movie. But the Schwarzenegger, the whole watching of Schwarzenegger, because I feel like once you start, you have to just keep going. Mm-hmm. And so I have to be ready for that, because they're a little more mature in certain respects, Schwarzenegger movies. There was a kid I mentored, and we had gone to the Scorpion King premiere back in the day, and Schwarzenegger showed up, and he was like, I was like, "Oh my gosh, Arnold's here." And he goes, "The governor?" Like, he was so confused. And I said, "Oh, he's so much more than the governor." And so I started showing, I brought like 4 movies back, and we started with Commando. And there's a scene in Commando where he rips the telephone booth out of the ground in the mall where Sully's in it. And he looks at me, he's like, "This guy's our governor?" Like he just could not understand. Like, "Oh, I know, right?" It was really funny.
We should get you on for some Arnold movies.
Oh, I love Arnold movies.
We've done a few already, but
we've done a few. I maintain that I put Arnold in the camp of Denzel. He's watchable in everything. He's
great. I mean, Stallone movies, Arnold movies. I was telling my daughter, she's into rock climbing. I started talking about Cliffhanger. Best stunt I've ever seen in a movie, still to this day. It's absolutely bananas, where they literally had stunt guys zip line from one plane to another plane in mid-flight. It's actually an astonishing stunt.
Are they remaking that?
Yeah, they are.
I thought so. I was like, I feel like I've heard that they're remaking that, but that was like ages ago.
And I just saw a video of John Lithgow talking about that was like his favorite experience on a movie.
Because I always forget he's in that.
Yeah, and he's like, "I never really get to play characters like that." And when we had downtime, I was just skiing in the Alps. Like it was just like it paid me gobs of money. It was just like, this is bananas. I was like, "That's great."
Back in the good old days.
Yeah.
I've got Hard Target up here. Let me read these few paragraphs. Hard Target is a 1993 American action film. I was 1 year old. Directed by Hong Kong film director John Woo. Woo woo. The film stars Jean-Claude Van Damme as Chance Boudreaux.
Because my mama took one. That's the
incredible name.
Yeah, I know.
an out-of-work homeless Cajun merchant seaman and former United States Force Recon Marine. They were really trying to find reasons for his accent in every movie, weren't they? Yeah. Who saves a young woman named Natasha Binder, played by Yancey Butler, from a gang of thugs in New Orleans. Chance learns that Binder is searching for her missing father, Chuck Pafar, and agrees to aid Binder in her search. They soon learn that Binder's father has died at the hands of hunt organizers M.L. Fuchin, played by Lance Henriksen, and Pik Van Cleef, Arnold Vosloo, Emotep to me, a ruthless businessman and his right-hand mercenary who arranged the hunting of homeless men as a form of recreational sport. The screenplay was written by Pafar and is based on the 1932 film adaptation of Richard Connell's 1924 short story, The Most Dangerous Game. It is the first installment of the Hard Target film series.
Yes, they've literally this trope, rich people hunting humans from the Most Dangerous Game, has been done 6 billion times. I am not ashamed to say that I have pitched it as a comic form with every variation of character. Right. It's like, well, it's Green Arrow, but it's Hard Target with Green Arrow. Like, I've done every version of it. And when he said the series, I don't know if you know this, forever out in Hollywood, I have people ask me, like, what is it that you would love to write? And I'm like, Hard Target 3. Like, I remember one of my friends goes, you need to aim higher. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I desperately. And so I ended up getting the opportunity to pitch it because I had just willed it into existence. And it was the greatest pitch of my life. And the people at Universal said to me, by the way, because there's Hard Target 2, but most people haven't seen it. Scott Adkins, Rona Mitra, and stuff like that. And they literally said to me, they were like, that movie did so poorly that it destroyed the entire franchise. But the pitch was so good. Maybe we can make this happen. Now, I have an ulterior motive. My dream is to get kicked in the head by Van Damme, like absolute dream of my life. And I'm not even kidding. Like, this is it, and I'm thinking I am going to put in my contract that he has to kick me through a window or something. Like, I'll be one of those masked motorcycle men that, reuse stuntmen. And and we started going down the road of getting the movie made until I found out that he's not the easiest to try to negotiate anything with. And it was just like, they were like, this is crazy. And they just like, yeah, we're not doing this at all. I was like, oh, tears. I was so mad. So mad.
Wait a minute. He wants me to kick him?
Yeah. Kick him.
I don't want to kick him.
I would force it. I would force the issue.
I don't want to kick him. I'm out. He was cool for everything, but when he saw he had to kick, he was like, no, absolutely not.
Oh man. I just saw this recently in the theater here in LA. They had a double feature with Face Off with John Woo in attendance. And it was fantastic. Fantastic. It was produced by Sam Raimi, if you knew that. So I was a huge Sam Raimi nerd. So this was like, what? Sam Raimi, Van Damme, and John Woo? Like,
yeah, his name popped up. I was like, what, Samuel, what are you doing here?
I'm pretty sure Ted Raimi pops up.
No, he might actually.
I thought I saw.
Trying to remember. So yeah, Sam Raimi brought John Woo over. Now, Sam Raimi at the time was, he was really, it's not that he was successful, because I think he was successful, but Sam Raimi didn't really pop off in modern audiences until he did Spider-Man, right? But before that, he was doing stuff that nerds like me loved, like all the Evil Dead stuff, Army of Darkness, Quick and the Dead, that sort of thing. But he was starting to produce stuff. And in fact, another little trip side note, one of my first internships was with this producer named Dino De Laurentiis. And part of my job was I would do coverage and read scripts, but he had this giant filing cabinets of scripts that he had paid for. And I saw that there was one written by Sam Raimi. I'd never heard of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was Sam and his brother that written the script. And it was kind of this Pacific Rim. This is circa 1998. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm reading it. I'm like, this is crazy. Could you imagine? So cut to 2 years ago, I'm at a comic convention. It might've been New Orleans. I'm not sure. And Sam Raimi's there, and he was in the airport. And I'm, oh, Mr. Raimi. And I've met him several times. One, like working at Blockbuster, working like several times in my career. And I was like, oh, hey, how's the convention talking? I go, I have a question for you. because Dino De Laurentiis produced Army of Darkness, so that's obviously where they met each other. I read the script when I was a kid as an intern there. I go, what was the deal with that? He goes, oh yeah, it was supposed to be a vehicle for Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I'm like, are you telling me there's some universe that Jean-Claude Van Damme, Pacific Rim style movie directed and written by Sam Raimi could exist? Like that to me is I'm so sad. I'm so sad in life.
It's the one that got away.
There's always
Guys,
one.
I love Hard Target so much. Like, you don't even know.
Is this in your top 5?
I mean, no.
No.
But,
it's all your movies in the top 5.
yeah, no, but this movie is it's weirdly slow in the middle. The bad guys are unbelievably great. Lance Henriksen, I don't know. Millennium had come out after, I believe, and I was a big fan of Millennium after, but Arnold Vosloo is such a delicious villain. Like he's just relishing being evil in this movie, and Lance Henriksen's fantastic. And I'm sure you've heard the story. Like his jacket wasn't supposed to catch on fire, and they didn't call cut, and he just threw it on the ground and started cussing and yelling at everybody, keep going. And it was like so good, they just kept it in the movie. There's all these, obviously there's these stories like John Woo was saying that Van Damme was a little difficult on set. He was really starting to become the big guy. I mean, his permed mullet was too much, and John Woo said he loved it because it looked good in slow motion.
That fire, that whole jacket fire, that looked like a controlled burn. But
I know it did look like a controlled burn.
It's crazy to know that wasn't supposed to happen.
It's crazy. And the movie itself is, first of all, the first scene with Van Damme showing up when he pulls back his trench coat like gun,
there's a gun there, and it's just his leg. And he immediately kicks the guy.
It's so great. It's so great. That's all I need. That's all I need in life. We've moved so far. I just watched The Furious and I loved it, but we've moved so far into hyper choreographed fighting. I just actually want to see somebody kick people in slow-mo now. Can we go backwards a little bit so I can just see how awesome it looks? Because it's great. And yeah, what's your name chance because my mama took one is like, what is happening?
Why are you saying that about your mother? Here, let's get to our dad approved letterbox reviews. We'll come back and do our smell test after that. I've got a review here from Fran Hopfner, a patron saint of Letterboxd. Praise be to thee. They say, I love it when villains play piano. I do too. Favorite villain trope. I love knowing that they're artistic.
Yeah, the movies seem to have a poor view on piano players.
Yeah, well, they're elitists, don't you know? Those are the people killing homeless with spear guns.
I'm always saying Beethoven was an asshole.
Yeah,
I'm sure Timothée Chalamet agrees.
I got. Oh God, you go.
Okay. I got one from Justin LaLiberty, who is also a patron saint of Letterboxd. Praise be. Gave this movie 4.5 stars and a heart, and wrote, Fushan definitely in the Epstein files.
Yep.
I love this guy, Equestron. He gave it 5 stars. Dear Lord, why did it take this long for me to see this movie? It's simultaneously one of the dopiest and one of the coolest action movies I've ever seen. Just coming with style, yet also over the top, and it's hilariously awesome. 5 stars, no notes. And by the way, that is how I feel about it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it has, first of all, one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema. It's silly. The silly ones are he punches a snake in the head, and then he bites the tail off so that the criminals won't hear it rattle when it jumps on him, which is stupid. But my favorite scene, it boggles my mind. They said, hey, Wilford Brimley, we want you to be in this movie. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pack your, this building behind you with like 6 tons of C4. And we want you to ride this horse while wearing galoshes and a bow and arrow away from it. And he's like, yep, like Quaker Oats ain't paying the bills. And that scene alone, because the thing that my kids always remind me, they're like, that's how did they do that? I go, they blew it up. They said, action, ride, Wilford, ride for your life. And then they blew that building up. And in slow-mo, you see fat Wilford Brimley riding like he's riding out of hell as everything. It's the greatest. I'm like, this is so preposterous. This is such a preposterous frame of film, but I'm so happy it exists in cinema. It's ridiculous.
I always feel so silly seeing him in things now, because to me he was the I check my blood sugar and I check it often guy.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do the smell test on Wilfred.
Okay.
Let's do the smell test on. Oh my God, what a mustache! He
What a
died in
mustache.
2020.
What a mustache.
He died in 2020.
And by the way,
wow,
they did. There's this guy who does this thing that you've passed the Wilford Brimley line, and because it's like how old he was in Cocoon, I think
He was 50 in Cocoon.
Yeah. So I'm about to cross the Wilford Brimley line, and because he looks perpetually old. The first time I ever saw him was in John Carpenter's The Thing. I don't even think he had a mustache in that. It was great. And then he was in Cocoon, and he was in all these interesting things. And then obviously he started doing diabetes commercials and stuff and became kind of a joke. But I mean, he looks so old. They would always put him like, this is Wilford Brimley in this, and this is Tom Cruise at the same age. And you're it's like, this is ridiculous. You know?
I don't think he passes the smell test, guys.
Oh no! What did he do?
Brimley spoke against the banning of cockfighting in New Mexico on the basis of his support of individual rights. He also spoke at a 1998 Phoenix rally opposing Arizona ballot proposition to ban cockfighting, arguing that a ban could lead to efforts to restrict the use of hunting dogs, which opponents of cockfighting called a distraction from the issue. Brimley enjoyed playing poker and played in the World Series of Poker.
I'm sorry. What's the smell test? Because that sounds pretty awesome.
It's just us seeing if their personal life.
I don't know. How much chicken do you eat in a day? At least these chickens have a fighting chance in the arena. Seriously, I would love to make a movie called Cluck Sport, and it's just blood sport, but with a chicken. Wilford Brimley could be there in the corner. Oh.
It's Cluck Club. It's Fight Club, but with
Cluck
chickens.
Club.
And it's a chicken trying to fight his way out of the fighting ring. It's either that or you go to Tyson.
Yeah.
I feel of all the things we failed people on the smell test for, that's a very light thing to fail them for.
Yeah, Nick.
Honestly,
that's the only that's the only thing I see on here where it's like
I'll let him.
I'm like curious. Like I would be curious
one.
who else hasn't failed and yet probably beat their wives. That Nick's like, they're fine.
Well, you know, I think these folks have PR teams going through these Wikipedia pages these days.
Yeah, that's true.
Brimley's people were sleeping on this though. They missed the cockfighting paragraph. There's a whole. I did not expect a whole paragraph dedicated to cockfighting.
I like to think that Brimley's PR people read it and were like, "No, that's staying."
Yeah, that's rad.
That's what he would want. Wilford would want us to keep that there.
He's random, and the girl is, you know, she's wild because she was in this TV show I recall where she played like an android cop, and I know it was based just purely on her eyes being the most piercing color. Like they're kind of creepy looking.
Who's this?
Yancy Butler.
Yeah, Yancy Butler. She was in a TV show that was on Fox when I was growing up. Probably one season.
She's got piercing eyes. You're right.
Yeah, I mean they're really wild. They're kind of like Alexandra Daddario type vibe. They're just kind of like, are you a zombie? You know, like are you north of the wall? You know.
She was in Kick. Okay, she was in Kick Ass. She must. I forget who she played in that.
Yeah, I don't remember either. The other things. I mean, the hard target of it is the opening scene. You know, there's a guy with a spear gun, like an arrow gun that shoots the Yancey's dad, which I remember opening up like, oh, this is rad. And then we get into the meat and potatoes of the other thing I loved was Lance Henriksen's shotgun one-shot pistol, you know, boom, click, the most, you know, he's obviously so arrogant. He just, I only need one shot. I don't need any more. But after the scene where there's a big shootout and Van Damme roundhouse kicks the motorcycle guy, and then we get into this motorcycle fight, another unbelievable stunt, not by Van Damme, but the setup where he's riding the motorcycle like a surfboard. But then they do a wide shot that they actually shot with the stuntman, where you can see the stuntman. They just like the idea. They're like, yeah, I'll be on the bike. You hit it with the truck, and I'll dive over the truck. Is so insane. And they did it, and the stuntman broke his leg because you can see him come down, roll off the top, land poorly on one of his legs, and he just broke his ankle. And then it just cuts to Van Damme rolling up and firing 6 times. It's still rad, because I'm like, a real stuntman did that. That's insane. That's really insane.
Still crazy we don't have an Oscar for best stunt best stunt performance.
It's coming though.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. That chase too starts with him hitting a guy in the nuts with the motorcycle.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's pretty vicious, because Arnold Vosloo, right before that scene, when the informant, the fat guy, was like, he shows up and he puts the shotgun to him in the car, and it was pretty merciless the way he blows the guy's head off. I was like, ooh, that was, as a kid, I was like, that's a little much there. And then near the end, when he takes the other scene, very John Woo, pigeons flying all over this place and near the end, but when he kicks the fuel can and shotguns it, and it just ignites and torches the motorcycle rider right out to the wall. I love that. And also, the other thing that happened in movies at the time that I love, probably the best version of this is in Rambo 3. But these movies, the overkill scenes are so gratuitous in terms of Van Damme shoots a guy like 9 times and then kicks him in the head. It's just like, it's telling you, goo, and then wham. I'm like, that's just dirty, man. The guy is already dead, and you've kicked a standing corpse. You know, it's only second to in Rambo 3. Rambo's fighting a Russian. They just get out of this cave. The Russians got him in a bear hug, and Rambo basically wraps the rope around his neck and pulls the pin on a grenade, spinning back kicks this guy through the roof entrance. He falls, his neck breaks, and then the grenade explodes.
I need to watch Rambo 3 apparently.
Oh, dude, you got to. It's not as good as 2, but it's pretty great. And Rambo 3 sets up the we're Rambo tangent.
Rambo corner. Rambo corner.
Rambo 3 is like, what's great about it is because when Rambo 4 comes out, it's years later. And I took my wife to a midnight movie. We were dating at the time, for Rambo 4, poor girl. And, the way that Stallone wrote and directed this movie is actually pretty spectacular. He made the bad guys so terrible, but he also made sure that no one in this movie knew who Rambo was. But you as an audience are sitting there going, the last time I saw him, he defeated Russia. So when they're like belittling him as a boatman, hey, boatman, what can you do? You're like, he beat Russia. You can't talk to him like that. So when he comes out of retirement and starts killing everybody, it's an incredible catharsis. That's for sure.
Taking it back to this has been your Rambo corner. Taking it back to Hard Target. I was a big fan of the slow motion roundhouse kick and something falling off the person's face as they're being kicked. So I think there's sunglasses, someone's chomping on a cigar and it's kicked out of their mouth. Oh,
the cigar. Yeah. And then you had it's almost copyrighted at this point. It's the Jean-Claude helicopter kick, this jumping, spinning heel kick, the split kick he does, where they always have to get a close up of, the sole of his shoe smashing against their face in slow motion. And also notoriously, he's not known for his control. So there have been many a stuntman. There was a stuntman that sued him on Cyborg because he blinded him accidentally.
From kicking him in the face, he blinded him?
I believe it's something like that, or he cut him or something. He went too hard. You'll have to look at it. I think it's Tiny Lester or something. It's a fairly well-known story, but a lot of those martial art guys just went a little too hard. At least I've heard that. I know a couple of stunt guys that have worked with different martial arts. You checking it right now? Check it out. Van Damme blinds somebody. Go.
Looking for.
Do I have to find it?
First thing was Screen Rant. That's never a good sign.
No. All right. Jean-Claude Van Damme accidentally blinded stuntman Jackson Pickney during a fight sequence. Van Damme's prop knife struck Pickney in the eye, causing him to lose his vision. He sued Van Damme and was awarded a significant settlement. There you go. I knew he did something.
Jackson Rock Pickney?
I guess. Never heard of him.
Big dude. Big looking dude.
Yeah, exactly. Next time, close your eyes.
I don't think that's how it works. If you're going to get kicked in the face, close your eyes.
I got to remember this from when Van Damme finally kicks me in the head.
Yeah,
he's going to hear this and know.
Oh, I pray. He just came out and challenged Jake Paul to a kickboxing match. He's like, let's go. And I'm like, please. He was out. I mean, literally just Jake Paul, you and I will come out and we will fight like men. I was like, how do you not do this? You've already beat Mike Tyson, Jake Paul.
You see, I get nervous because it's like, no, don't embarrass yourself. Like Nate Robinson fought him, and Nate Robinson was just a point guard in the NBA, but like he's still never going to live that down.
You don't embarrass in this day and age. You can't get embarrassed. Because there's this line from 30 something where they said Americans are amnesiacs. We only remember what happened a week ago. You know, no one remembers, Seagal's television show where he was a lawman in New Orleans. It's a real thing, a real reality show that was absolutely bananas. And now he's, living with Putin in Russia somewhere. But, I choose to remember the skinny Seagal, the out for justice Seagal.
I want to write that man's memoir, but just the interesting. I want just the fat Seagal. I just want fat Seagal. That's what we'll call it too.
I'm telling you. Here's the thing. I don't know the man, okay, but he is like the poor man's Buckaroo Banzai. He actually is complete. It's a wild story. Now he's told stories about him working for the CIA and all this crazy stuff that I don't really believe. I love the apocryphal nature of it, but the stuff that we actually can know about him is it's insane. He moved to Japan. He ended up becoming this the first white man to teach Aikido in Japan. Now, if you watch these videos of him teaching Aikido in Japan, and he's a Japanese monster, it's because he's as tall as Godzilla, and these small little Japanese people are getting tossed by this giant white Italian guy. And so the story goes, I was reading Black Belt magazine at the time. I was aware of him outside of him being a movie star because he wasn't a movie star yet. And he would win Black Belt Instructor of the Year and stuff. And it was, I just knew he was an Aikido guy. Evidently, Joel Silver was watching all these action guys take off. And he says, I need one of these. Get me an action star. And they handed him like a notebook of action stars. And he's like, that guy. And just picked Seagal out of the blue. Above the Law is his first movie, does fairly well, and he's off to the races. Meanwhile, this guy is evidently, and he has a CD out. Steven Seagal has multiple CDs. He's a blues guitarist. And let me tell you, he's really good at guitar. His songs,
Focus on guitar.
His songs are so problematic. And he was also deputized in New Orleans as a sheriff of some sorts, or like a volunteer sheriff. That's where that reality show came. And they're like, hey, you're a volunteer sheriff. Let's do a reality show about it. It's preposterous. And then he ends up going to Russia and putting on these things for Putin and different people. And then he becomes a citizen of Russia. I mean, it's the strangest, weirdest story that Nicolas Cage could play. The
more you talk about him, the more I want to dig into his life.
It is endlessly fascinating. And he is, the stories are about Gene LaBelle making him crap his pants. Gene LaBelle's famous stuntman, and choked him out and made him crap his pants. That's a very well-known Hollywood story. The other one was Van Damme wanted to kick his ass at a party and tried to, but he got out of there. And he's notoriously, if you watch his videos, there is no humbleness whatsoever. He's just, everybody sucks compared to me. I could kill them. I could kill all of them, and it's it's like, oh geez, people that he's worked with, people that are unbelievably nice, and he's just like, no, I would kill him. I'd kill him. Oh.
Is there anything you dislike about Hard Target?
Well, yeah, the second act is so boring.
Are we talking like
Yeah.
when Van Damme's friend like is like, I need the money, you can hunt me, whatever. And
Yeah,
like, we kind of already know everything that's going on, but
Yeah.
like we're getting like a repeated beat of it.
there is also something about, I don't know if it's the music or tone. It's tonally like it's quiet. This is the thing about John Woo movies in general. John Woo, when he's directing movies, we associate this hyperviolence, like primordial John Wickness is John Woo. Hard boiled, The Killer, whatever. But a lot of those movies there's a lot of drama and there's a lot of slow pacing, slow camera movements and stuff that are supposed to denote drama or whatever. But he really excels when the camera's moving and things are exploding, right? So in the middle part, I find it to be, somewhat just like, all right, let's get to it. I think some of the subplot, you're like, I don't care that much. But overall, I'm a big nut for the movie because of just the swings it takes in terms of stunts. Van Damme killing people at the end. I mean, there's nothing cooler than him catching a flaming board and then axe kicking it in half. And then Lance Henriksen brings so much character to it when he pulls the grenade off. And then I one of the things that's interesting about this is they're assuming the audience knows how to defuse a grenade, or because I'm like, what is he doing? I was like, is that how you do it? And he's like, ha, and then it sparks and then he explodes. Like it's such a random. He almost like, one of the thought processes, oh yeah, let's drop the grenade down his pants and then kick him, and he could have just exploded that way, but instead he fishes it out and undoes it. Just that extra beat, but he does it with such like, and then he explodes. It's great.
Yeah, I do love that.
The best music cue is at the end. Born on the Bayou starts with the credits, and I'm like, well, I wish that stuff was happening during the movie. But Arnold Vosloo, like I said, he's really great. You have the traditional, you have all the John Woo tropes, which you've got doves or pigeons flying in the background. You've got the double guns where they're running across and glass is exploding. And knowing now that it was a difficult shoot because this was his first Western movie, and the studios were really, having a hard time. Van Damme was trying to exert control. And when they were shooting things in Hong Kong, they would just blow things up and do stuff, people would die. But here it's like, oh, we have unions and rules. You can't just do everything you want, but it's endlessly cool. Like Van Damme is super cool, and I said, I like, the Van Damme permed mullet is insane, now when you look at it. Except it's kind of Joe Dirt.
It was of the times. It was a different time.
You know what though? I think it works.
It does for that.
Works.
Yeah.
When he shows up at the beginning with the duster, I was like, it's fucking cool.
The duster was cool. I just couldn't believe how poor he was. I was like, what? How could this guy be poor? Like, look at him. He's awesome.
As soon as he pulled out the coins for his soup, I was like, this guy's poor.
Yeah, this poor Van Damme.
Poor Van Damme. I also really like the shot. It's towards the end. It's him and Vosloo are on the same wall facing away from each other.
Yes.
They both got the dual weapons. Really cool shot there. Also like that it doesn't think it needs to over explain the bad guys.
No,
like if you made it today, it'd be like, well, my father hated me. And
oh my gosh,
my father would play hide and seek with me, and he'd scare me. And now I hunt the poor. It's like, no, I just like to kill poor people.
Yeah, just evil rich people. I like when Lance Henriksen's like, this is why we were doing it. Like, why are you killing us? Poor people get bored too.
It's a good line. It's a good fucking line. I'm going to start saying that too.
Line.
Anytime someone calls me out for some bullshit I'm doing, I'm like, poor people get bored too, man.
There were several, I've never seen this before, and there were several times watching where I would go, is this the greatest movie ever made?
And then he'd punch a snake, and you'd be like, "Well, close. We were so close."
I've seen that scene for forever, and I'm like, what movie? I've never seen it. And then finally it happens. Like, oh, this is so stupid. I love it.
It was so crazy to me because it was like, oh, they did the, they must have slowed it down in post where she's like, oh, and you see the snake, but it was the fact that he punched it. I was like, what just happened? Like, he didn't swing it and hit it. He just, kabah! Just Van Damned it.
When I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, ever since we found out her dad's dead, Yancey really hasn't had much to do.
Yeah.
Like, why is she's still very pivotal though. Why is this? And it's like, oh, the snake. You needed her to slow down the moment for the snake.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh man. Fun, stupid. Brimley's fucking Cajun accent.
Oh,
making moonshine
just all over the place.
I couldn't tell what he was saying. I can't dance, but I can get up.
There's got to be there should be a top 10 list of old men you're related to in the woods, in action movies, because it happens all the time. Nick Nolte is in one of the the White House Down movies, is like the guy that's out in the woods. We got to go visit the guy in the woods. I remember, what was the one I just saw that was like, there was a blind guy in the woods and he'll take
Working
care
Man?
of you. Yeah, it was Working Man. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's such a trope, like we got to go visit blah, blah, blah. And you pull in and they're, half the time they're making moonshine or doing something illicit out there,
This real catastrophe, this real bad. I can just hear his terrible accent.
Yeah. He's real bad. But even after that, he shoots an arrow, and they do a shot, and I remember thinking it was a cool shot because it was so practical, and you see the arrow hit the moonshine table, and it light on fire, and I was like, hey, that's cool. I like you see the arrows like dancing in slow mo. I was like, hey, that was really neat because you couldn't. Back then you couldn't fake it. It's really like, well, we'll just shoot the arrow and we'll ignite whatever we're igniting and get that shot at the right time. It's pretty good.
You had to be a problem solver on set. You couldn't be like, oh, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
We'll post it up. We'll CGI the flames in. I mean, maybe a few blood.
I mean, that's like I said, the scene with, I wish Wilford Brimley was alive because I want to be like, so how did that work? You and the horse, that's of all the things you've done, riding away from a huge explosion on a horse that hopefully doesn't get spooked and kicks you off. That's insane.
I mean, he was having even through that giant mustache, biggest smile on his face.
Oh yeah.
He was having fun.
Yeah.
People were looking forward to seeing him on set as opposed to
100% better. Yeah.
Anything else on Hard Target?
Oh, no. It did introduce, like I said, John Woo, and he went on to do some really interesting Western stuff. Never lived up to, I mean, aside from Face Off, which is, you guys should review that someday. That's bananas. Because Nicolas Cage and John Travolta doing impressions of each other it's
an all-timer.
And Nicolas Cage is way unhinged,
Oh, is it good unhinged Cage or
they're
bad?
both unhinged?
Yeah, they are. And I don't understand anybody that hires Nicolas Cage and doesn't let him get unhinged. That's the best version of Nicolas Cage. My kids think of him as the national treasure guy, which I love, but I'm like, yeah, but he's a weirdo. Like he's just like, Con Air is another one. Hey, Con Air, he basically has a perm mullet too. He's got the Van Damme perm mullet in Con Air.
What's the life advice he gives in Con Air? Don't hit women.
Don't hit women.
Don't hit women. But he gives it in like a Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Oh, he's a weirdo.
What's your rating? What's everyone's rating out of 5 stars on this?
1 billion out of 5 stars? Is that possible?
It's not how it works. Look, there's a limit on the stars. Oh, you're giving the movie a thumb down.
No.
Right.
For me, this hits me right in my nostalgia. I'm 5 out of 5 on this bad boy. This is pure. Jeremy was in high school, and man, I was Van Damme crazy, guys. You do not even know.
Van Damme crazy. Is that where they tickle your knees and they're like, oh, you're Van Damme crazy?
He could do no wrong. And so every time I a lot of times I can't go back and watch them because I know they're going to ruin what's in my head.
Watching these movies with your kids, have they ruined it for you? Like, Dad, this one's not. This one didn't meet the mark, Dad.
No, because
okay.
they're all better than movies now. No,
They don't want to watch The Gray Man?
So the thing about them is they all have like a legitimate, simple plot, and kids can follow that. The Gray Man is a perfect example of something that's $8 billion, and you can't tell me what that movie's about.
The Gray Man.
This one is like, oh, rich people are hunting poor people. They killed this girl. Like, it's super simple.
Right.
Iron Eagle, is and movies of that time are such wish fulfillment movies. So yeah, I love that movie. So tell me, you're going to give it a 2? What are you going to give it, Nick?
I'm Letterboxd. I gave it 3.5, but I'm going to give it 4 because it's just a good, stupid, fun time.
That's
I didn't have to use my brain. I could just sit there and watch Van Damme punch a snake.
Yes,
and then just kill rich people.
And here's the thing: if you just take a step back, and this is what's hard, because it's harder to make a movie like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just the pure technical aspect of doing all these stunts and explosions and piecing it together in a way that seems kind of interesting or whatever. You can have somebody act, and you can just do it over and over again or whatever. Stanley Kubrick, this bad boy. You're like, I'm going to blow up this building, and I really hope we get that shot.
You got one chance.
There's something to
chance.
that. One chance. Yes. There's something about that I admire, and that no one will do again, because they can just, we'll just CGI it. We'll just CGI it.
Fix it in post.
Yeah. I mean, things like when you see Mad Max, any of the Mad Maxes, any of them, and you're like, those are real cars exploding. Those are real Australian stuntman leaping from roof to roof. You're like, that's insane. And no one will do that again.
Stop. You're making me sad.
Yeah.
Matt, we were born in the wrong generation.
It is a shame.
But you have a backlog of amazing films to watch, so maybe
it's
not.
True. It's
you don't
true.
have to wait like me. You don't have to see coming preview and then beg your mom. I know it's rated R, but it's Van Damme. Let me go.
It's true.
We're just studying the scrolls of the elders.
The elders.
The ancient texts.
Exactly.
Matt, what's your star rating?
I gave it a 4.5 on Letterboxd because
That's
there was
right.
There was that stretch in the middle where I was like, can we get to the cool shit again?
Yeah, totally.
But I don't know. I'm thinking about it again, and I don't know. I'll give it a 5.
Yes.
It's kind of boring in the middle, but then the explosions start happening again. You're like, who cares? Who cares that it's boring in the middle?
That's right.
So for the dad rating, I don't even think we have to have this conversation. It's 100% dad movie, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
This is exactly like when I watched Delta Force the other day. I sat on the couch, I put it on, and my kids, like moths, just came. Like, and if I put Hard Target on, I know they'd be like, da, 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 da.
See, this feels good because I'm kind of going through the same thing with my kid, where I'm playing games from when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And now he loves Plants vs. Zombies, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Like,
yeah, dude.
You don't like Roblox, but you like Plants vs. Zombies? Let's fucking go.
It's so good. It's so good. I love that.
Let's who's not making us happy are the folks that go onto IMDb and write an IMDb goof after watching a movie. These are all written by Neil deGrasse Tyson because he
every single one for every single movie.
Matt, I really liked yours. I really like the one you pull. I think this could be an all-timer.
Okay. Yep. The arm Bordeaux snaps during the diner fight is clearly fake.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Oh, what an idiot.
That should be rejected.
What kind of sick fuck types this up?
Yeah. I expected a real one.
What? Yeah, like what you expect Jean-Claude Van Damme to snap the arm of a stuntman? What? Just because he
probably would have. He probably would have.
This guy's probably thinking, he blinded the one guy. Why didn't he break this one's arm?
Yeah. And then listen, the first one is Chance fired at least 100 bullets from 2 pistols with no reloading during gunfire with Van Cleef. It's like, listen, we're not going to show you everything that happens, okay?
Yeah.
But that's the thing about John Woo, and the magic of movie making. When he changes out clips, it's super cool looking, So he's not going to just do it willy nilly.
I've got mine right here. Where'd it go? Here it is. In the meeting of Van Cleef, Fuchin and Zenon meet to discuss the next hunt. Van Cleef is wearing a long sleeve turtleneck shirt with a polo style shirt over it. This is no matter where you go into Louisiana is considered fashion in the state, but more importantly, it is way too warm, and the humidity would eat you alive. First of all, these people nitpick things in movies and then write fucking throw like a vomit sentence. I was reading that verbatim. That wasn't me fucking up. That was me honoring the source material.
That's so dumb.
What does this person have against tactical turtlenecks?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah. I love that he was paying his friends to hang out with him and hunt poor people. Like $750. Now if you get them, you get a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt, we don't have a survey for Jeremy this time, right? Because he's a returning guest.
we gave it to him the last time.
We wouldn't make him do that. So this is the part. Do we have any dad jokes?
I did mine right off the top.
You did. Okay.
I did.
Do you have a dad joke relating to the movie, Jeremy?
Well, I saw that you wanted one. I saw the stupidest ones, and I'm going to read one that is so stupid, but it's a New Orleans one. Why should you always order a burger in the oldest neighborhood in New Orleans?
Why?
Because they serve the best French quarter pounders. It's so bad.
That's
so bad.
That might go down as the worst joke we've ever had on this show.
I mean, it's so bad.
History making.
Yeah, it was bad. I knew it too. And I was just like, but that's about the best one about New Orleans that I could find.
I do not have one. No, I was looking for like a snake joke, but I couldn't. I was looking at Van Damme ones, and somebody has basically, like, I'm not saying it's me, but basically took all the Chuck Norris jokes and just replaced Van Damme. And I'm like, you can't get this started. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Those are the sacred texts.
Those are the sacred texts.
Look, that's the one thing Chuck Norris has. Leave him alone.
When Chuck Norris died, I had more people reach out to me to see if I was okay than I have like when actual family members passed away.
They say there were more cars outside of Jeremy's house than there were at the funeral.
Seriously. I was at MegaCon, and I was just like, I was so sad.
And you're like, no, he wouldn't want me being miserable right now. He'd want me to enjoy MegaCon.
Exactly. Oh man.
Oh, let's Matt, do we jump to the future and spin the wheel?
Do we have to spin the wheel because we spun it twice last time?
That's right. We recorded it, and we did an extra one just in case Jeremy wasn't available. Hey, Next week it's the Truman Show, people.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a good one. It's a good one.
Get ready for that. No action in that one as far as I know.
No, but it's Jim Carrey taking, that was his, I don't know if it was his first one really trying to do something serious. And it's hard for him because he has such a toothy grin for him to be serious. So anytime he tries to be really dramatic, you're like, you're just not there.
That's what it was for me watching him in The Number 23. He was like, well, you're like a sick serial killer guy, and you're the funny guy. You're the funny guy.
Yeah. But Ed Harris has rarely turned in a bad performance. His beret and Truman Show's weird. Okay, we're not doing the beret. I'm not doing the Truman Show, but it's great. It's great.
I'm gonna have you phone in for like 10 minutes of the Truman Show.
Give me your thought on. I literally with my wife. We're on Amazon Prime, and the algorithm has shown me movies we recommend for you, and I'm just scrolling through, and she's like, how many of these you've seen? I'm like, I have seen every movie on this list, and it has never stopped. I'm just like, yeah, every movie. And I just keep thinking about hours of my life that has disappeared.
Speaking of streamers, if you're in the States, Truman Show looks like it's free on YouTube, free on Paramount Plus. By the way, if you watch a movie on YouTube with ads, they play every 8 minutes. I would not recommend it. That's how I watched Hard Target. And no
wonder you gave it 3.5 stars.
It was killing me. It was, and
awful.
the YouTube ads, they aren't like good ads anymore. It's like vertical AI slop bullshit, and it's just like, kill me. I want the rich people to hunt me right now instead
Oh,
of making me
bro.
watch these ads.
I got like the
Ferocious.
4K DVD, well worn.
Jeremy does a Criterion Closet episode. He's just he's like, I'm not picking anything. I brought this
I would
Hard
be like,
Target DVD in here. I'm gonna leave it.
garbage. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this Hard Target
I bring
Blu-ray.
my own bag that I'm putting in. I'm just like,
It's like,
this is stupid.
Yeah, I don't want your trash Criterion.
I would
I'm
literally
here to
be
help
like,
you.
what's
I
this
would just be
artsy
like-
fartsy bullshit? Where's Van Damme?
I would 100% be that guy. I was like, get me out of this closet. Get me out of this closet of pretension.
I mean, Armageddon's in there. Why isn't Hard Target?
Oh, that's funny. Is it? That's really funny.
It genuinely is. I'm almost positive.
That's great. That's great. I could go off on that. I'm not going to. All right.
Jeremy, where can for folks that want to keep up with you, where can they?
The
where
only
can they find
social
you?
media, I've been ran off of all the other social media. So I'm on Instagram as Space Kicker. I also have a website, spacekicker.com. But yeah, that's where I'm, you know, you can access stuff, Substacks, and I talk about comic books and all that jazz. Today I had a wonderful, there was this pretty well-known comedian was talking about, just randomly come up on my feed, and he was talking about DC movies, and he said they've never really done it right, but the best one that's ever been done. And he pulls out my Lego Flash movie, and I was like, well, this is the greatest Father's Day weekend ever. You know, I was like, the greatest ever? Like, let me rewind that. Did he say that ever? Like, he doesn't know me.
And if folks wanted to keep up with you in comics, what do you got going right now?
Yeah, I've got, I finished Flash Gordon with Mad Cave. So I am on Aquaman and Green Lantern at DC Comics. Got some of that stuff coming out, more stuff coming out and in the future. And then, yeah, that's about it.
And I love the Emperor Aquaman stuff.
Aquaman?
I've been reading that, and like I see people who know Aquaman and they say one thing, and I was like, well, you guys are just miserable.
Well, there are a lot of Aquaman people that were really upset. And the thing with Aquaman, because it's, you know, I'm playing a game of chicken with my editor, which is every issue I keep making him more powerful until someone tells me to stop, and no one's told me to stop. So like, you can blow up planets at this point, and I'm sure people are like, I just want him to talk to a guppy. It's like, well, not in my run. You know, so.
Jeremy, thank you so much for coming on again.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you back for the next Arnie movie or another Van Damme.
Yes.
What other
Sounds
Van
great.
Damme movies could we do?
Well, which you've done Time Cop, I assume.
No,
We have not done Time Cop.
Come on, guys.
is Nowhere to Run considered good? That was like
No.
my favorite growing up, but it was only because there was nudity in it, and I was of the age.
Correct. And I think that's the only reason Van Damme did it.
What a
you also
sick
have
fuck.
Double Impact, which is fantastic. Double the Van Damage, where he plays twins, which is also one of my all-time favorites.
What was that called?
Double Impact? And they literally said double the Van Damage on, like, when he would go promote it. It was double the Van Damage. Universal
Incredible.
Soldier obviously is great. Here's one for people that we are talking about Van Damme. If you actually want, I mean, like, all these are fun movies, but there are actually serious, like, well-made Van Damme movies in the, you know, the 2000s. I know that's hard to believe. You've got Jean-Claude Van Johnson, which is a show on Amazon that is unbelievable, where he plays himself, but he's also a CIA agent for where he goes shoots movies. It's, if you haven't seen this, Nick,
No.
I have heard of this.
you have to watch it. It is so
What is-
self-referential, and
what
it's
is this
so
called?
funny. It's called Jean-Claude Van Johnson, and it's on Amazon. It's spectacular. He also did this one called JCVD, in which he plays himself, and then he gets involved in like a bank robbery, and it's very biographical, talking about his problems with drugs and losing custody of kids. It's sad. There's this one moment in the middle of the film. It's great, where he talks to the camera. That's really good. But he also did, and I just saw this only a few years ago because they were playing it at a theater out here. It's like Universal Soldier 6 or something. I know. You're like, it's good.
Did you
I
need
go,
to see
listen,
1 through 5 to get what was going on?
No, and it stars Scott Adkins. It is one of the most hardcore. It's so dark and it's so violent, and he's in it. He's not like in it a lot, but it's absolutely like, oh my gosh, it's really, really messed up, but well made, low budget, but just unbelievable flick. Really, really good.
I feel like Pawn Stars. We have our Van Damme guy that we go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Jeremy. I'm like the genie from Pee-wee's Playhouse. That you wouldn't even get that reference, anyways. But
No, I get it. I saw Pee Wee. I'm not
okay, all right.
Matt might not have.
Yeah.
I've seen Pee Wee.
Okay.
All right.
Canada gets
Yeah,
things a
we're,
little later.
we're just gonna collect people who are experts on actors.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I got a cruise guy.
There's a level of martial art that that I know everything. Cynthia Rothrock, and it's gotten me tons of jobs. They're like, please, we're going to this meeting. Please don't talk about Cynthia Rothrock. I'm like, absolutely. 2 minutes into the meeting, you guys ever see China O'Brien 2? Like, it's just like, oh my gosh.
You're
like,
scratching the desk and there's like claw marks.
They're like, I guess that's literally how I got all the Mortal Kombat animated movies. They literally went in a meeting like, we want to do this Mortal Kombat animated movie. My boss goes, Jeremy's gonna have to write these. He was just like, I can't. No one else can.
Well, I know you need to go, so let's close
All
this
right.
up.
All right, everybody, like and subscribe. Viewers, you know what to do.
Viewers, this is for you. Listeners, we love you.
Yeah,
We love you. It's a podcast. It's
an audio
yeah,
medium.
yeah.
It's an
I
audio
got it.
medium.
I get it now.
We're on, if you want to you can give Bert if you want. No, you don't
Yeah.
have to. Hwood Times, we have a new home for the podcast, hwoodtimes.com. So
Yep.
go check that out. Yeah.
And tell your friends, tell your family, whatever you do, don't tell your mother.